You will be tested, but hold not the hand of your past. Your love will take you to your grave or to your cross. Bakugo feels like he's dreaming, yet it's not a dream. He knows this. It's too tangible, too real, yet so unreal his mind struggles towards the explanation of a nighttime fantasy playing before his eyes, though the thing before him is nothing. He walks, knowing that he has to move forward, but every step is filled with a crazy fear and a sense of perseverance. Bakugo Katsuki did not back down. He did not let fear crumble his heart. He's been through too much, too fast to turn around. The darkness was overwhelming, and the silence too. It wrapped around him like seaweed underwater, tugging at his body, making him want to jump and jerk away. He wonders idly through the fog of his thoughts if the others were faring okay. Mina probably went next, then Kiri, then Shoji before Sero, and... a voice. Bakugo puts a hand to his heart. It had come from within, yet it was all around him.
Kachan.
Bakugo shakes his head. The island would test him, he knew that, and he was prepared to believe it would test him in ways beyond his understanding. The world was full of things he didn't understand, but he knew that fearing them would get him nowhere. And yet...
Kachan, you came. You came after all.
Bakugo moves forward. It was clear. Move forward. Don't be tempted. 2 whole sections devoted to unwavering. It was simple.
It's been so lonely here. I thought you would come sooner.
Bakugo stays silent, but a tickle near his nose makes him sniff and rub his hand across his face. Tears. Ah. They often come when you don't want them to.
Can you see me yet?
Bakugo's eyes dart around, and then, suddenly, he can. He can see. It freezes him. There's no ghastliness, no ghostliness, nothing but flesh. He's there. Bakugo is frozen, and Deku is moving. Not lifeless, not dirty and bloodied, but the same as he always was, as old as he was. I can see you. When Bakugo speaks, his voice is rasped, his heart beats, his body cold.
I'm glad.
That aggravating, ever-present smile, determined.
I forgive you, by the way.
Huh.
Not for the stuff when we were kids. Well, not that I don't forgive you. More like we've gone past it by now. Not that. The last thing, though, that really took my breath away.
What's that? Bakugo knows what's coming, but pushes it away.
It was your fault, sure. First, Might died. Maybe if you had been there, you could have helped him more. Or if you hadn't needed saving all the time. If you had been better.
Bakugo nods, tears going free. Just like Deku to rip out his tender thoughts, ones he didn't know how to express. Deku reaches out a hand to him. It's scarred in all the right places.
You're a natural, sure, but not quite good enough. I was better in the end, but you lost me too. I hope you're better than that now. Kind of pathetic.
Bakugo nods, then he hears another voice. Not so much a voice as a flash of reason that goes through his heart. That didn't sound like Deku. It sounded like himself. Are you dead?
I'm right here. I've been waiting for you.
Bakugo shakes his head, confused, disoriented. Deku is here, in the flesh, smiling, undead.
We should go together.
He holds out a hand.
Which way do you want to go?
Bakugo takes his hand. It's real. It's cold. He can't understand. He almost doesn't want to. He wants to go to wherever. He wants to let his love, his affection, everything he had in his unexpected friendship with Midoriya take its course. Wants to let him take him away, too. Your grave, or your cross. His thoughts are interrupted by the incessantly memorized verse. He pulls his hand away, but Deku grabs his arm tight. A fear of physical streaks through his arm and into his heart. What was that? Grave or cross? What was his cross? What is my cross?
You go.
Deku's still smiling. He sounds less and less like Deku. This wasn't Deku. Deku wouldn't say those things. He was weak. In a strong way, if that makes sense, but weak. He just went with it. He wouldn't say those things.
You can come with me, or you can go.
Go. Bakugo wrestles against the cold deadness piercing through his chest. Deku's face is draining color. All the pinkness is spreading down his throat and beneath his white shirt, and suddenly it's blooming out in red.
You've chosen to cross. It will not be easy.
It doesn't come from Deku's mouth, because it isn't Deku, and it came from within Bakugo, a force that fights against the coldness around his heart. Bakugo wrenches himself free, and there's nothing. Nothing. Darkness, if that's something, but there's no Deku. The coldness in his chest and arms start to tingle away. My cross. He puzzles it over as he walks blindly forward, unmindful of the lack of sense of space around him, almost as though he's unable to be aware of it. He thinks and thinks, his mind going to a missionary he once met, someone who tried to save his soul. Bakugo figured he was beyond that, but heard the man out. Something you must bear. You must carry your cross, even if it isn't your fault. Sometimes there are many things you must simply carry with you. They become part of you, and in recognizing those things, you become a better person. Bakugo frowns. Something like that, though, could get heavier and heavier. Some things you have to carry, and then when you're finished, you have to let go. Understand them, yes, and then overcome. You have to move on, get to the other side, cross the bridge. Cross. He stops. He's between it now. His grave or his cross. He can go to his death. He can go to his cross. The things he carries. I'm at my cross. He offers nothing. He stomps his foot. I'm ready to fucking go. And then there's light.